are going to come back around 7 o'clock to dive deeper into the conversation regarding the arrests of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I think, effort has been made to get many people, but, due to the short notice, not so many people are able to join us live. But be that as it may, we are live now, and it would be nice to know where you're watching us from. And this evening as well, I do have my good brother here from Worship Media. And I think, Chidi, can you bring Sowore in? As he just came in briefly.
Yeah. I saw him. I brought him in. I think he'll probably try to come in again. But I did see him. I did admit him. Okay. I see him again.
He's back. Okay. So maybe we'll do this speaker view because obviously we are. Yeah, boss. Good evening. Oh, sorry. We can actually see you. Yeah, you can always make a. He's okay. So, like I said, people, we are here, and okay, you're back. Welcome back now. Yeah, so we can hear you.
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you. It's good. Nice to see you at last. We are eventually sorry to have disturbed your nap.
Yeah, no problem. It was sorry, my whole audio system was connected in different circuits. Yeah, but so I didn't hear what you said last time.
Okay. So I said welcome. We obviously I saw BBC Pidgin broadcasting from the court in Abuja saying that they, that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was arrested and being arraigned, and I saw you in one of their clips, and I'm like, okay, since you are there and lucky to have you, so maybe you might be able to tell us, at least firsthand, this is no longer about hearsay. You were there
Yes.
as regards to what happened.
Yes, I was there. I was in another matter, the Court of Appeal, regarding my own bail condition variation. We had gone to the Court of Appeal to ask for extension of time, and it was granted. And I went home only to get an emergency call that Nnamdi Kanu had been brought to Nigeria by the federal government, that the Attorney General was having a press conference, and he rearranged me, so I ran back to the Federal High Court. By the time I arrived, they had arraigned him and driven him out through the back door back to detention, having gotten the judge to grant a remand order. So, but luckily enough, my lawyer from Femi Falana Chambers, named Marshal Abubakar, was in court. He was probably one of the few, or the only lawyer in court. He saw how they brought Kanu into court, his hands handcuffed behind his back and a hood placed over his head before Justice Binta Yanko. And he said he was worried for his safety because he was asking them to remove the hood because he couldn't breathe. So he reported this to me, and by the time I got to court, they had moved him out. I was very worried, but I met the press, and I did address the press regarding how I feel about the situation. And his condition. And I've been trying to reach anybody possible since I left court that they should pay attention to his health and his well-being, and that he should avoid eating their food until they let people bring food from outside, trusted people from outside, so that he doesn't get poisoned through feeding and water. I know the DSS people very well. Interesting thing was that the guy who accompanied him to court and who placed a hood over his head was the same guy. His name is Marshall, probably his nickname, who abducted me in court in 2019. So, pretty dangerous guy. And people should be worried about that.
Now, but by the time you got to the court, were you able to see him? Did you see him? Or
by the time I arrived court, because there was a little bit of traffic, he had been smuggled out of court, but my lawyer was there. He briefed me appropriately about what he saw. He was in that courtroom. My lawyer was in that courtroom.
Okay, so according to your lawyer said he had him say they should remove the hood that they put on him.
He said he could barely breathe. And asked them, "Can you please remove this hood?" I think the reason they put the hood over his head was because they didn't want to see any reaction of defiance. They wanted, because they had already put some pictures out, which I'm sure they typically do that make Kanu look like he was sober.
Your audio. Check your microphone. It looks like something is covering your microphone.
It's
good now. It's
Dr.
good now.
CHIDI,
It's good now.
I've had issues with this audio for a while. I spoke to you earlier to work on my audio. Who knows? Yeah. But what I have is that they did this deliberately so that he doesn't put out any image of defiance outside of what they already put out, those funny pictures that they put out.
And those pictures, because obviously what the BBC reporter was saying, that he came in with a gray tracksuit, blackish tracksuit. But the picture they put out is a pinkish kaftan or senator, something like that. So it's quite.
I don't know what I put out was some kind of like a top and bottom dress. Probably they took that on Sunday, but today our lawyer in court was not allowed to take a real picture of him. We're still trying to find out what pictures he had coming to court today. But what was clear was that he had a black hood over his face from when he was dropped at the entrance of the court till when he was done. And I think by the time they were done, they didn't take the same outlet that they came with. They went to the back. I know the back. That's how they smuggled me into the courtroom for trial. So, because like I said, I was in another courtroom for a different case, but at the Court of Appeal.
But in your own case, how is your own case progressing? They've moved it to...
it doesn't matter. There's nothing progressing. The judiciary in Nigeria or the judicial system has collapsed. They're just playing according to the scripts of the executive characters in the system. And I'm not afraid and I'm not ashamed to say this. I don't expect justice from, an unjust, cruel, inhuman system of government in Nigeria. Everybody plays along. And you could see from even what happened today, from the reporting that, there's this hollow, very disturbing but stupid excitement about, we caught Nnamdi Kanu. Like, if you kill Nnamdi Kanu, you can stop agitation for self-determination. But they don't care. They are all for the vainglorious excitement that comes with, sometimes very childish excitement. In another week now, you find a different dimension to this. And those who are following them are excited about this. They will be surprised, but they won't apologize to anybody. That's the reason I went to court, to be sure that Nnamdi Kanu doesn't get killed by these people before it's too late.
And from, the last time we spoke, in the, you said you were in the DSS custody where you eventually met Dasuki. So,
yes.
So from what you heard, is he going to be taken to the DSS custody?
I'm sure he's back in the place they call Yellow House. That's the DSS custody in Abuja, very close to the presidential villa. That's their national headquarters. I'm sure that's where he went back to. Considering that the person who brought him to court, one of them is known, is from the national headquarters. But they could also take him to one of their secret safe houses in the city. I don't have information, but it's likely that he'll be back in national headquarters at this time. Either detained in an underground cell or a popular cell, a set of cells on top of the Director General's office, where I was detained for 5 months.
So, but basically, those, from your experience, the DSS, not that one is better than the other, but at least there is a semblance of sanity within the DSS holding facility as opposed to Kuje prison. Is that correct?
No, actually, if you are Kuje, you're probably in a better position than in DSS facility.
Really?
Yeah. Because in Kuje, they don't control completely what they do in Kuje. But in DSS facility, they control what you eat, how, the air you breathe, who you talk to. It's in Kuje, you could find fellow inmates who could help you out, smuggle information out, find out what situation you're in. But DSS, you're your own. You don't have those kind of privileges.
So meaning DSS is more like a solitary confinement. I'm
sure they'll put them in solitary confinement at this point, where he has no access to the outside world. They'll probably have like 2 guards. One comes in the morning, one comes in the evening, and they're all about just ensuring that he doesn't have access to the outside world. They control his food, his water, they control his communication. They wake you up at night if necessary just to make your life miserable. They'll spy on you. But in Kuje prison, you probably don't get that much, you don't get that spied upon as much as possible. So DSS is worse in terms of psychological torture.
So, but do you think, because from the information, they said he's going to be arraigned on the 26th of July.
Well, he was arraigned today. 26th will be a continuation of trial.
Okay, continuation of trial.
What he came to do today is to say to the judge who was trying him, Binta Nyako, said, we just caught the guy who bailed out on you. And the one is like, fantastic. Please keep him in your custody and bring him back for continuation of trial on July 26th. That gives them ample time to subject him to torture, to subject him to inhuman and degrading treatment, and to come up with fresh charges. So on the 26th, you might just find a bunch of charges that says, you're responsible for the murder of 96 policemen, whatever. That's what this is all about.
Now, do we have any idea, or there are speculations out there. Do you have any idea how these arrests came about?
I don't, but my suspicion is that Kanu was probably lured somewhere on the continent of Africa and arrested. When I was arrested, kidnapped from there. I won't put it beyond Cameroon because it's reciprocity. Nigeria has been abducting Cameroonian activists and sending over to Cameroon for punishment. Cameroon could be a likely place. I don't think this happened in the United Kingdom or anywhere in Europe. If it did, you would have to do an extradition hearing.
Exactly.
And that might take some 3 months because Julian Assange is one of the examples. The US haven't been able to get him out.
Correct.
Because the Prime Minister of the UK anyway cannot tell you to just pick up somebody and they put them on a plane and send them to Nigeria. It's not possible. They have to kind of follow some rules, but there has to be somewhere in the Banana Republic where rules are not, very much available. It could be that he's flying over one of these African countries that's close to Nigeria and they forced the plane down and got him arrested and sent him to Nigeria. I don't know where. Speculation is that this happened on the continent of Africa. There's been a lot of speculations, including that he was asked to come for some kind of negotiation with the federal government. Someone also told me today that his arrest or his being lured into arrest was the reason why Buhari didn't go to the UK for his so-called medical vacation, because he wanted to gloat over this and wanted to be around why Kanu was arrested. Kanu is the biggest enemy besides some of us. So I would think that it happened where rule of law is the last order.
Exactly, because
if it happened in the UK, probably an extradition hearing would have taken place, would be public, would have found that it wouldn't be so easy. If it happened in the European Union, probably would stand. If it happened in the US, there's no way US is putting you on a plane to Nigeria. I'm not ruling out commercial interests, but I don't think that these things can happen in a decent society. And the likes of Amir would just be gloating over it. Like they probably rightly said, what they call interception was a kidnap. And it could have been traveling to Cameroon where, there's been a lot of speculations about separatist movement in Cameroon joining with those of Biafra. I don't know. All of this is, putting pieces together regarding where he was arrested. If and when I find out, I will let people know what I know.
I mean, we trust you. We trust you on that, definitely. Once information comes out, you obviously would be among the first to push that information out. But again, do you think there is something deliberate here? Do you think if he was caught on Sunday and they brought him to court today, if they wanted a speedy trial, the way they basically said it, shouldn't they have probably gotten a date next week?
They're not in this. Look, let me just explain to you. There's no plan for a speedy trial. The Nigerian system or Nigerian government doesn't even have ability to put up evidence to try anybody for any of the crimes they put up. What they're delaying the trial for is to see public reaction. How does the public react to this? Do they feel good about this? They're watching. Do they feel bad about this? And they're also trying to see if those who collaborated with them are comfortable as to the point where they say, hey, we didn't think this was going to go like this. Because I'm sure there are traitors involved in this, or either internally or externally. Right? So they just they want enough time to hedge their bets. That's why he's saying this prolonged trial. Or if you want to do expedited trial, you should be bringing him back to court on Friday. But if it's July 26th, which is 1 month away from now, they're just watching how the public react to this. I know them.
So you think, but you can virtually predict how the public will react. If you break the public into the geographical regions, you can predict 99% how each would
Well,
each component and segment.
don't overrate the geographical regional reaction too much. See, there are people in the Southeast who probably made this happen. They will try to justify it. So there are people in the Southwest who felt like, oh, Kanu is too much of a champion, put him away. And then there's hysteria, there's euphoria. Wow, they got him, because even someone told me tonight that they didn't believe that Kanu could be arrested. They thought it was invisible. So all of this will be loading on how the public reacts. And then there'll be a standard deviation, from what is expected and what is not expected. And what you get at the end is dependent on situational variables. But the most important situational variable in this matter is how his people react. If they see that the Southeast is boiling next week, it will change their attitude to how this is going. If things are calm, they will change it. In fact, if things are very calm, they could tell you that they've adjourned the hearing till another month. If it's hot, they could bring it forward and say, wow, somebody has come for bail and we're going to have a bail here. Anything could happen. They're just watching how this will play out. I can tell you that for real and for sure, because I know how these guys think. There's not a lot of sense in the federal government of Nigeria. It's a place where common sense is very scarce. Until, of course, you make them buy sense in the black market.
Okay, I would hand over to CHIDI. CHIDI, I don't know if you have anything to, you probably have a clarification questions, now that we have Sowore here.
No, I mean, it's interesting, and I'm happy that we have OMOYELE Sowore live here. It's not really for me, because I mean, this is my leader and someone that I am very close with, and in Revolution Now movement and in the Take It Back movement. But for a lot of people who just have speculations about what is possible and what is not possible, sometimes it's important to hear it from the mouth of somebody who is experiencing exactly what they are subjecting Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to. Right from when they held a meeting in New York, and that's why I quarrel with people who are very shallow-minded. You should follow the trajectory for these two people. After they met in New York and they discussed how the federal government has been jittery, and from that time, from that place onwards, you've continued to see this thing develop more and more and more. So it's as if the federal government went ahead of everybody to begin to predict what will happen when they say, oh, these two people are trouble. Sowore came in, they got Sowore arrested immediately. Now they've arrested Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. But one thing that Sowore said here that is the truth, and what I want people to also not take for granted, is that the federal government of Nigeria is not very sure. They don't have a concrete laid out plan for what they want to do with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. I can assure you right now. They would have wanted to kill him. They want to kill people like him. They want to kill people like Sowore. If they can just snuff them out so that they stop giving them trouble, they would do it. But then they also understand the implication of taking that kind of decision. So they are going to watch what is going to happen. They will watch. And at the end of the day, it depends on us. It depends on us to it depends on us to try to lead the discussion. It's not about what you think Nnamdi Kanu did right, did wrong, but you see Omoyele Sowore, you see what he has gone through in the hands of these people. You see somebody like El Zazaki, now you see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It's just one thing that keeps looping, just one vicious circle. And they will do it to another person. I hope people will learn their lesson from this. You cannot stop somebody from self-determination. You cannot send the army to kill somebody that has not jumped bail, that is still within the country, just because you feel that maybe he did something that you don't like. So it is just a learning process, and I hope people are watching and they are learning. It is time that we Nigerians react appropriately. Don't sit down and watch the thing like a movie. That's my own. You cannot sit down and watch it like a movie. You have to take it one step at a time. The primary thing I see here, it's someone who you're trying to muzzle him down, trying to stifle him, trying to just deny him from his basic rights. If you do it properly, give the person a day in court, fine. But if you're going to just play, because we don't trust them, we've seen them do it before, we've seen that still doing it with Omoyele Sowore right now. So you can actually write a script about what you expect them to do. But it depends on us to say that, no, this is how things are supposed to be done, and go ahead and demand that it is done that way. That's what I have to say now.
Thank you very much, CHIDI. I don't know if, sorry, are you still there?
I'm here, but there's no electricity. The lights just flamed out. But you can hear my voice loud and clear.
Yes, we can hear you, definitely.
Yeah, what Dr. CHIDI said is true about how they operate. Since I went to court today, I received tons of threats from the government. You know, we're going to kill you. Why would you? Yes. Why would you go and support Kanu and all that? But I'm used to that. This is how they operate. They want to overwhelm everybody such that nobody talks about Nnamdi Kanu's rights. They don't want you to talk about his day in court. They don't want anything that will upset the apple cart. They want this to be a celebration of their own mediocrity. They want everybody to be saying, wow, how did you do it, you know? And Dr. CHIDI will tell you, and this is the first time I'm revealing it, when I was released, I got a message from our people that I should leave Nigeria. I told them I'm not leaving because if you're doing what we do, you are not safe anywhere in the world. People will sell you over oil. They will sell you over nepotism, over tribalism. They'll sell you over jealousy. So just stay where you are. If you die, that's the end of pain. If you don't, that's the beginning of history. Even if you die, it is still history that you die for what you believed in. You know, you guys know about the Catalan leaders in Spain. Some 2 years ago, I think 2017, they were the biggest villains in Spain. But today, the Spanish president gave them amnesty because they know you can't go anywhere with the persecution of people who want to be free. It's the same way I feel about the Biafrans. It's the same way I feel about the struggle. I have said it openly, and I won't deny it, and I'll repeat it. I don't think that breaking up Nigeria will solve Nigeria's problem. But I'm not here to oppose anybody or to demonize anybody who wants self-determination, because Nigeria is such a burden. You know, it depends on your level of tolerance and resilience. If you can tolerate Nigeria, you say, okay, maybe if we let it be, it will work. If you can't, you say, if you break it up, maybe it will work. I don't believe breaking up Nigeria will make Nigeria work. But it's not my job, it's not my duty. I'm not a school teacher to be schooling people to say if Nigeria doesn't break up, it's going to work for you. No, that would be wrong. It's just my personal opinion and belief that if we can get rid of these guys in a revolutionary ways, if Nigeria is a united entity, it would work for the majority of its people. But there are people who disagree with that concept and theory. We got to respect that. There's no reason to abduct somebody who feels that Nigeria won't work and then bring them in handcuffs and put a hood over their head and snuff life out of them because they don't believe that this unjust, unfair, inhuman, and wicked system would work for them. No way. That's where I draw the boundary. And that's the reason why I rushed to court today in search of Nnamdi Kanu. Wherever he's detained tonight, I know how he feels. They want him to feel like he has no support. They will even be sending people to tell him that, oh, people have abandoned, they're mocking you. They'll send you newspapers mocking him. They'll get cartoonists to mock him and send him a copy of it so that he'll feel lonely and isolated. It's all part of the psychological strategy of defeating an enemy of his caliber. If he's hearing me, don't worry. Be happy. Because, we're getting there. These people can never win, and they can't get away with their crimes against humanity. They're doing it to me, and now they're doing it to you, and they will do it to even those who are celebrating today. The injustice in Nigeria is not to go around, north, south, east, and west. So don't worry. But we'll be here as long as I breathe. I will never allow anyone, Nigerian or non-Nigerian, to be treated with
I think the internet froze there. The internet is frozen. I was about picking up a question, to ask him if we are going to see a political solution to the whole thing. Obviously, he mentioned about the Catalonians. So I was about asking if there's going to be a political, but we don't know. We don't know if
I can tell you that Sowore doesn't believe in the political system in Nigeria. Sowore believes that there is selection and not election in Nigeria, having participated. So he doesn't believe that the INEC as constituted today is able to organize a credible election. That's why he doesn't have hope in the electoral process until a surgical and succinct operation is done to the system right now. That's why he keeps calling for a revolution. You have to just deal with the system and the people there before you can move forward. But let's hear him talk.
Yes, he's back now.
Well, I'm having internet connection issues, and that's where I wanted to wrap up.
Are you sure you're not being sabotaged? Are you using VPN?
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. My words will speak for me. My position will speak for me, and as I've always said, nothing can stop an idea whose time has come.
Correct.
But this is one huge distraction. I hope people who are of like minds, who are conscious enough to understand that this is a time not to lose focus. It's not a time to lose focus at all. Keep your eyes on the ball. These guys can be defeated. Buhari, his cabal, his cabinet, all the pretenders and people who have sold out you know, can be defeated. And this is the time, this is the best time to defeat them. And I hope we all come together, so that we can just end this once and for all. Nobody could have convinced me that in 2021, we will be going through this where people are abducted. The last time a person was abducted in this manner was in 1984. I think it was Omar Diko. Same Buhari did it. Now he's done it again. And some people are applauding it. Wow, this is history repeating itself tragically.
Now,
and I hope we don't let them get away with this one.
Before I let you
That's
go.
That's what I would say, because it's been a long day, but I'll take your last question and I'll be gone.
Thank you very much. My last question is, please. Thank you. But I do appreciate that. I understand also, running that helter-skelter, going, coming. Now, my last question is, you mentioned about the Catalonia in Spain, and you talked about political solution. Obviously, when the guy conducted an illegal referendum and he jumped and ran away in one of the European countries and eventually was caught and brought back. Now you're saying they've eventually been granted amnesty. Do you see similar thing playing out in Nigeria, or do you think we are not developed to that such level of engagement?
The Buhari regime doesn't have the kind of sixth sense to understand how to bring about peace. Say he's a former military general. They believe that they're conquerors, and there's a feudalistic dimension to it. There's a religious dimension to it. There is a nepotistic dimension to it. There's also a xenophobic dimension to it. They can't come to the realization that, maybe it is a time to start talking about the future in a respectable, peaceful, and honorable manner. I don't see anybody in the regime who thinks of it that way. All I see is what they did today, gloating and gloating. Oh, we got Kanu. And I saw a piece of disturbing news today that says, Ohanaeze Igbo Global says that, now we have averted a war. I cannot speak to that because I don't know if that group is genuine. I see the regime has perfected all kinds of strategies to set up phony groups. They do that even on Facebook, where we all tackle them these days because they're no longer on Twitter, where they set up phoniness. You see somebody who says, I am Chukwuemeka Buhari Bukola, and then they write so well, it's from the headquarters of the DSS or the Minister of Information or Disinformation. It's part of the strategy.
Oh dear. I think when I saw a friend forwarded me the press release, and I have gone back to the Secretary General of the Ohanaeze to say, can you confirm this press release? I mean, I haven't, something like that. Honestly, like you rightly said, there is a lot to be taken with a pinch of salt, and some would even say with a bag of salt.
Let me tell you, go to Facebook. Let me tell you, go to Facebook, and this is the most brazen and insulting post I saw today. It was from a police officer named Abakari, right? He posted that, he was gloating over the arrest of Kanu. This guy is from Maiduguri. He has never talked about the arrest of, Shekau and all the terrorists, Maridun in his home state, Borno State. But you need to see how he was glorifying the arrest of Kanu and called him a terrorist. He's talking about the unity of Nigeria. I'm like, what about the bandits? What about the terrorists, the Boko Haram, ISWAP, and all these terrorists all over your place that you couldn't even go to your hometown. You couldn't step out of Maiduguri, but you're here. It just shows how insensitive, this feudalistic mentality has permeated to our level, that a police officer speaking on his own behalf feels like, oh, let's just make fun of the Igbos, by mocking the arrest of Kanu. It's probably the same way they mocked my arrest, same way they mocked my being shot at, same way they mocked at, several other things that happened to other people. But in their own region, where this problem is prevalent, they're silent because they dare not actually talk about those people. They'll snuff life out of them and their families in 2 minutes.
And many
I don't
of them
support that, but I'm worried.
Many of them
about
can
that.
no longer go home, actually.
I doubt that this guy goes home anymore. If he did, it's probably like he just just parachute into my degree, hide around, come out. But when it comes to the Southeast and the Southwest, they want to, display their laurels, burning down villages, killing innocent people. And I think that's what escalates the crisis in Nigeria today. People just feel like, we're under siege, we're being conquered, Again, I will ask for permission to take a break because we had a long day today. I was in court and I went to Kanu's case, and he had me doing an interview longer than I'd anticipated. But
Honestly,
you know how it feels.
Thank you very much. I would say permission granted. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you, bro.
Much appreciated. Thank you very much. So, Chidi, here we are. Because he's tired, I wanted to piggyback on what we talked about in the afternoon.
Yeah.
But as to, how we might, how these things might pan out eventually. I've been trying to get a comment from the lawyer, actually, but somehow the lines are no longer going. I wanted to extract one comment or two from him to understand have you read the press statement by the lawyer?
Yes, I did. I read the press statement by the lawyer, and I hope our people have selective amnesia.
Hold on.
Okay.
Hold on. Yeah, hello, barrister. We are live here on Njenje Media. Are you able to speak to us now?
Yeah, good evening. How are you, my brother?
Okay, I'm fine. Barrister Ejiofor, I'm all right. I do understand that your client was arrested and brought to court today. Is that correct?
Yeah, I confirmed that, but I was served the court correspondence this evening on the arraignment that took place today, because we're in this afternoon on a 11-count charge. So
what were the charges, sir?
We was arraigned this morning this afternoon on a 11-count charge.
Okay.
So it was brought to my attention by my head of chambers this evening, because I'm out of the Judicial.
Okay.
So, and consequently adjourned the matter for trial on the 26th day of July 2021.
Okay.
So, and the court made order for him to be remanded in the DSS custody, which order we are going to challenge the course of trial. So, what we are actually asking for is fair trial or fair hearing. So, and we're going to spend into action as I speak to you to ensure that he gets a fair trial or fair hearing.
Okay, so
and, as we all know, in line with my statement and a statement in the afternoon this evening, you see presume innocence on the face of the bogus allegations and charges referred against him. So, and we are ready to take the by the horn and establish that innocence in the course of trial.
Okay, so is there? I mean, from the look of things, there is absolutely nothing you will be doing until the 26th of July. Is that correct?
We intend to strategize on the approach within the context of the charges referred against him. And secondly, also we must take a step to make contact with him, physical contact with him. Because by being his lawyer, I'm entitled to see him and know how he feels. So, and also know his state of health. That's very important. So nobody can deny me that right. So I will take steps to make contact with him and know how he's feeling. Also get further information from him as regards to the new charges preferred against him, and also know what transpired. So that will be done within the period before the trial is before the trial commences on 26th of July.
So you know, obviously by next week is going to be a new month, which starts this weekend. So are you envisaging having a meeting with him within the next week or thereabout?
You know, there's the bureaucratic process led down for such conferencing. So we have to explore them. And I can't just be able to be specific as to the date or time of meeting with him, but I know I will see him in earnest. So, and confirm from him how he feels and his response to the information filed against him. So, and also because of other matters of interest as regards to the charge. So to enable us to prepare our defense and against the charges coming up for here on 26th. So I may not be specific as to the time and date I'll see him, or whether it's next week or this week, but right now I'll see him in earnest. I can confirm that to you.
Okay, so have you been able to interface with his family, obviously regarding, since you have obviously confirmed the arrest, have you been able to interface with the family to judge with them?
You know, this thing just happened today. I believe we're communicating. We're making contacts. So, and everybody's calling me, calling to confirm one thing or the other for me as to whether he's fine, where he is, where he was arrested, what happened to him. So, and I believe I've been trying to address a number of concerns arising from the arrest and the charge and the arraignment in court today without our knowledge, because ordinarily we should have been informed that he's being taken to court today. So, but for reasons I can't just explain, we're not informed. But I was particularly concerned with the fact that they didn't go to court only to inform the court he was arrested, but they went to court also to arraign him on the first charges. So, which I believe is in gross violation of his constitutional rights. Before you can talk about arraignment of a person accused of committing an offense, the person is entitled to inform his lawyer that he's been arraigned in court. So that's where they get it wrong. They got it wrong. So I'm supposed to be informed that he's been arraigned today on fresh charges, because before now he has only 3 charges pending in court against him. So, but from what I heard and what I saw from the correspondence from Federal Court, they also added 8 count charge in addition to his existing charge against him. So, which is very compelling and also compulsory that we should be informed before arraignment on those new charges. So, for reasons best known to the government, they didn't inform me, and they took him to court and arraigned him on those charges. And I don't know whether it took place until I see it. But it is false. The arraignment in court without my presence in court is false. But they know I'm the substantive lawyer in the case. I'm the substantive counsel and lead counsel. So they have my contacts, they have my details, they have my office address. They also have the telephone number of my head of chambers and also my office. So you have contacted us. And my client has been taken to court. Was arrested and been taken to court today. So even if I'm not available at the moment, I will send the lawyer to be in court and also witness what will transpire in court. So I am beginning to entertain the fear that they have a fair trial. But let's see how it goes. But I will not give a space for a trial and a secret.
If I pick up this from you, you said you were not informed that your client was being taken to court today. How did you get to know that he was in court?
I was not informed about his arrest. 1. Mm-hmm. 2, I was not informed about his arraignment in court on new charges. So these are fundamental. So I was only informed about his arraignment in court and on new charges after the arraignment must have taken place. So because the courts directed the federal government to start being hearing notices as regards to the matter stated for hearing, the commencement of trial on 26th of July 2021. So on the basis of these directives and correspondence from Federal High Court to come through, we came to know about what's happening in court. So, and I believe it's his fundamental rights as provided by the Constitution for him to inform me as lawyer is being taken to court today. The government have my number, they have my addresses, they have my office address, they have notified me. And from every indication, my land was brought into this country on Sunday. And so they're not under any confusion as to whether they will take him to court today. So they have told me that my client has been arrested and they're taking him to court today. And I'll be in court, I'll send my lawyer to be in court today. And I was also informed about the new charge they filed against him. So I believe it's the clear violation of his constitutional right. But I will, in the fullness of time, I will take legal steps to get that addressed in court.
Do you, if I ask you, do you know where he was arrested? Do you have that information?
No, I don't have those facts until we're going to the trial, until I see him. I don't have those facts until I see him. And it's not stated in the information they file against him, they file against him in court. So until I see him, I will get other information from him. And also regarding what transpired between them and where he was arrested and how he was treated, how he's been treated, where he's been detained, and how he was maltreated or handled. So, and also know if there is any ill treatment method to him. So I'll confirm that when I see him.
Okay, so we have over 5,000 people watching us live on our various social media handles. Before I let you go, is there anything maybe a reaffirmation of what you said in your press statement, or is there anything you wish to add to what you said in your press statement? I mean, this is your time to address.
What can I assure the world that nothing has gone wrong as far as I'm concerned. In as much as we're going to subject the processes to trial, full trial before the court, and open trial, giving fair trial, fair hearing. I don't think there's anything that has gone wrong. We're going to get it straightened in court. And at any point in time, I discovered that there's unfair treatment, or there is unfair treatment or there of fair trial. I will make it public. I don't hesitate in letting the world know. So, but I will not give you a space for such thing to be done in court. So, or at any point in time, I discovered there's a conspiracy of collaboration between the court, anybody. So I'll make it public, but I'm going to follow it head on. And also, I've already summoned the council, the other council in the matter, for a meeting. So we're going to meet anyone from now and also strategize on the approach we're going to adopt towards getting the matter resolved. So,
before I let you go, do you think there is any link between the invasion of your house and probably what is then happening now?
I can't just confirm. I can't just confirm because a lot of things are happening at the same time. So until I may be in a position to confirm this to you in the course of in the coming days, but I'm still trying to get information from relevant persons. So, but I'll see him first. I will see him. As a matter of fact, I'll see him. So when I see him, I'll discuss with him. So I can't just confirm to you whether his arrest and the bloody invasion of my premises they have a connection. But of course, we know that, as I mentioned earlier before now, that why my house was invaded and my PA killed has much to do with my position as a lead counsel to IPOB and Nnamdi. So because that may be the basis upon which the idiots sold the dummy to them, so for them to climb, to act upon. So the fact is that I'm not relenting. As I mentioned to you, I said it earlier, I'm not relenting, and nothing, no amount of intimidation or pressure or whatsoever or threat will stop me from defending Nnamdi and IPOB. So we are going to go to sort it out. So thank you.
Thank you very much, and thanks once more for joining us. Thank you. Much appreciate your time.
Thank you so much, my brother.
Thank you. Bye-bye. So many people, you've seen it. Those of you who are still saying that the information is incorrect. I mean, here you have had it from his lawyer, and he has basically said what he knows and what the issues are. Now I bring back Chidi here. Chidi, before we wrap up this broadcast this evening, what's your take? You've obviously read the statement, which sadly, when I connected with the lawyer, I stopped you from your comment. Having listened to him now, and also the statement you read, what's your take?
Well, you wished, like you know, I always ask myself, how did we get this kind of deal? You know, you sometimes want to question God and how did it allow this thing to happen to us? Here you are, you have a lawyer, someone who went to school and studied law and is doing his work the way it is done in developed countries. Honestly, my heart was ripped apart when I was hearing him speak. This is somebody they just killed his PA. This is somebody that narrowly escaped death. This is somebody that they burnt his house twice, killed people in his house before, and came back and killed his PA. But look at how he is composed. Look at how he is not shouting. There are so many people who are not even close to Nnamdi Kanu who will tear you apart on the internet. But this is his lawyer. This is the person, his right-hand man. And he is still composed. He is still he cannot say a lot of things because this case is in court. And he is respecting the same court, the same government that is treating him like an animal. This is the kind of people this is how we're brought up. This is the people that would have made a fantastic nation. But these people just keep twisting things around. So I really doff my heart for him, you know, and his ability to compose himself, his ability not to allow these people to write another narrative. This one, they have pushed him. They have pushed him to the wall. They have put him under pressure, but he has kept his composure. He has kept himself sane. He has continued to be very professional. And that's one thing I just like about him. Every other thing he has said, he just kind of reconfirmed the statement that he has put out there. And I think he's not going to give them any room because that's what they want to do. They are looking for a loophole. They want him to do something. They want him to say something. Like I told you, these people, they're not very smart. They don't have a plan. They're just watching. If something happens now, say, oh, his lawyer came and did this. So, oh, his lawyer ran away. Where's the lawyer now? Didn't you see when they went to kill Nnamdi Kanu? They came to court the next day and said, Nnamdi Kanu, where are you? Come and show yourself up. But they forgot to say, we went to kill him. So I really commend his ability to conduct himself professionally in the face of extreme aggression, in the face of extreme provocation. So I am committed to following his lead and seeing how this whole thing pans out.
Thank you very much, Chidi there. I think, you know, I just want to take some of your comments, and the only comments I can probably take are the ones that come with super chats, because there are over across the social media platforms. On Facebook alone, we have over, sorry, on YouTube alone is over 3,500 watching, and Facebook is over. So, I mean, I couldn't take all the comments, but at least the ones that are standing out, the one that came through super chat, I will take them. I have one here from Lord Michaels. He said, I'm scared for what is about to happen. The world will be shocked and dumbfounded as I saw it before now. Please tell Barrister Ejiofor to be careful. I think that's it. Which other one? Ooh. So many, honestly. People, let's keep that coming. The stream here is basically to get to know what is actually happening. There is a lot happening that we do not have answers to. what we do on this platform is to make sense out of the senselessness. A lot is happening, fake news flying over, all over. We do not know. Hence, what I do here most times is to bring people who I consider that have the information to tell us what is happening. Before some of you joined, we had from OMOYELE Sowore, whom I saw him, like I said to him, with the BBC, when BBC Pidgin English was there live. I saw him in one of those clips. And hence, thanks CHIDI once more to quickly reaching out to him and him also agreeing to be part of this broadcast. And in his words, that his lawyer, the lawyer represents, because he has already left the courtroom before they brought him in. So he said his lawyer told him, so his lawyer who was still in the court, that when they came in, he was hooded. And apparently, according to Sowore again, that he told, or rather, Nnamdi Kanu told them to remove the hood so that he can breathe, that he couldn't breathe. And Sowore was saying, if he can see him, he will tell him not to eat their food for his own benefit. Again, doesn't that speak volume that we will get to a point where food or others who had similar experiences will be saying, do not do this for your life. Do not do this, because we believe if you do X, Y, Z, X might happen to you. Again, like the lawyer concluded, which I liked so much. At this moment in time, he said that everyone is presumed innocent until proven guilty. What everyone should be and is now demanding, very simple, to be given fair hearing. That's it. So again, some people here, I can already see, are arguing that there is no fair hearing in the Nigerian court. But at least, no matter what, we do not have any other court. So like it or we don't like it, that is what is going to happen. So the only thing each and every one of us, because if any one of us ever finds its way into the court, what we only be demanding will still be the same thing that is being demanded here, that, fair hearing should be the order of the day. I can even add that apart from fair hearing, that one should also be looking at open trial, where media should be allowed to come in, because some of these charges being thrown around here and there, honestly, I believe that Nigerians should be informed as well. If there are things that happened that we didn't know, I mean, we won't all die if we know the truth, if we know actually what's happened, if we know some of these things that happened in the secret, that the world is informed. And I believe, as I keep saying, I'm a man who believes so much in facts, not in propaganda and misinformation. And I believe that open trial would help to, deepen the issue surrounding facts within Nigeria, so that we all learn and see how this case is going to pan out. Again, once more, everyone, thank you for joining this stream once more. This is still Njenje Media TV, and this is a broadcast that is happening live. I still have here with me CHIDI from Dr. CHIDI, but I call it
CHIDI is okay, my brother.
Yes, yeah, that's that Dr. CHIDI from Worship Media. I believe, CHIDI, you're streaming now.
Yes, I'm streaming.
Awesome.
I'm streaming, yes.
Yeah, how many people watching on your platform?
Well, we started late. I think we have like 300 and something people on
Okay,
YouTube.
so
I don't know
if
about
we
Facebook
aggregate, yeah, if we aggregate everything, we might even be coming close to 8,000, maybe to 10,000 people watching. I think one thing it means, it tells us that this is something that many Nigerians actually, while we can say that many people are keen and many people are watching, is people are indeed confused. No one knows exactly what is happening, and there is a lot of information. I read someone said while we are here, I think that, one troublemaker, I will call him a troublemaker, but I think he will know himself. He said that he was caught in Brazil.
Yeah, I was going to say that I wanted to also talk about that. It's important that we talk about that. They say that
yeah, you can go ahead.
Somebody, yes, it's a Sowore. When you gave him a chance to talk, when he was talking, he said the important thing is for us not to lose focus. I remember when this CHIDI case, when it just at the peak, well, it's still ongoing, but that was another distraction. And while we were digging deep to try to understand what went on, the problem is maybe I think we think too much. When you're busy digging for the news after calling everybody that pulling all your networks. Some people just go and compose something about Chidinma, wrote that fantastic script, and people actually believed it. This one, just if this person rushed it, immediately he heard the news about Nnamdi Kanu, he just went and composed Kanu loves women a lot. And he's an unbridled sex maniac. He was captured, wooed by a woman, and then from the National Intelligence Agency, he was wooed to Brazil. He arrived at a hotel, blah, blah, blah. And the amazing thing is, people are arguing over it. Like, they are actually discussing it. Come on now. If this kind of story can even get you to a point where you are actually beginning to consider whether it's true or not, then you have a very big issue. You have a very, very big issue. Because you should be able to read in between the lines now. You should be able to read
anyway, the only thing that if my sense of geography is not anything close to zero, I would want to draw a map that you're flying from London. You want to fly into Nigeria. I want to get into Nigeria. You first of all go to Brazil. Sorry, pardon me. If you know Nigerian geography very well, it's like someone taking off from Lagos. He wants to go to Ibadan, but first of all, he will go to Cotonou.
What my advice is this. I hope Nigeria is still developing, and for this our generation, things like this should make us become wiser. I was telling you, Mazi, EZEOKE, that a lot of people are still arguing that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not arrested. They are busy cursing me and writing all kinds of things. You see, that's not where you should be at. You should become more mature. You should develop to a point where you can realize that things like this can happen. Stop living in denial. This is the reality. It is people like you that know that something like this can happen, so that when we tell you to think beyond just mere simplistic thinking, you will take us serious. Yes, you've heard now. They've called his lawyer. His lawyer has confirmed it. So go back and think critically before you say anything, before you text anything, before you write, before you jump into an argument. Jump into that argument, make your comment from a position of knowledge, from a position of information, from a position of somebody who seriously considers the situation we find ourselves in. So that when you suggest, your suggestion will be leading to a solution, not.
So, Chidi, are you now demanding apology for people who made comments in the first stream or what? Because
my brother, I'm not big on
apology. I'll be asking for too much.
I'm not. Let me apologize to people that I will apologize to anybody. So if before you cursed me, you cursed Mazi EZEOKE, you said all this whole thing was not true. Show us video. Now that you heard from his lawyer, I want to apologize to you for exhibiting your ignorance. That's the apology I want to make to you. I don't need any apology from you. I really don't. I'm okay. You can apologize to
Okay,
Mazi.
and
Okay.
thank you, Queen Laura Queen, and Lord Michael as well there. So some people are saying we should open up the telephone line. Honestly, I think that's a temptation too big to do. I wouldn't want to do that. But again, I might take your comments from the YouTube, okay? Because some of the comment on Facebook is not worth reading. Sorry, but I think some from the YouTube, obviously, I can take some comment. I can see that there is somewhat a fight again going on YouTube. The one man just went to the what?
One man went to
One man to the
It's
moon.
your friend.
Yeah, please. Okay, I think he's causing confusion again, and a lot of people are
It's
fighting.
your
So
friend.
guys, calm down. So the challenge is actually that many of you are not actually asking questions. I mean, people are just chatting away. So obviously, there is nothing there to read. So if you want to ask a specific question in order to stand out from all the comments trolling in here, I would say you should use the super chat so that in that way we will know when a serious comment is, or rather a serious question is asked. Now, again, people, as it is now, it is very, very apparent that, as the lawyer confirmed, that it's going to be, he would try as much as possible within the next week or so to go see his client, and they would have a chat. And obviously, legally, he is entitled to go see his client, and his client is also entitled to see his lawyer. I mean, that's what we will be thinking, but we never know. I'm just thinking, as you know, I'm being fair, as a fair-minded person, I'm just thinking and using a simple, common sense analysis here, Chidi. If a man, as Abaribe once said, a man who is not able to give you the keys to the boys' quarters, would he allow you to occupy the duplex? I'm just thinking, if the house of the lawyer, in which he confirmed today that he thinks the reason why his house was invaded was also because he is the lawyer representing them. So a man whose house has been invaded and he's been looked for, would they also allow him to go visit his client? I don't know. What do you think? Would you think he just rings them next week that I want to see my client, that they will say, okay, come, hallelujah, we open door for you. So what do you think? Think that's going to happen?
No, let me tell you, and that's why that's one thing I learned from OMOYELE Sowore. When we were doing our campaigns in Nigeria, people didn't realize how dangerous it was. We didn't have money. We couldn't afford all the security that you needed to do a presidential campaign in Nigeria. But OMOYELE Sowore introduced something to us that he said is always used in all his life. What was that? Your ability to always be in public. He says you have more safety doing things in the open than doing it hidden. So that's why whenever he moves, he comes on, he comes live. I'm telling you that Barrister Ejiofor is safer now than before, because right now all eyes are on him. Once he moves, and the federal government will do everything to make sure that nothing happens to him. Nothing will happen to Ejiofor. He will, because you know these people, they know how to mess up. The British government's eye is on them. The whole world is on them. You are going to hear more releases. All these lies that they told that anybody that they put their name in all these their shenanigans, the people are going to come and say, no, we didn't say anything. This is where we stand. So I think nothing will happen to Ejiofor. Ejiofor, whatever they were planning to do with him before, right now they are going to pull back. I remember when I was in school, you know, now I was into show business. I did a show, and one fraternity group said that I should pay them money. I said, no, I wasn't going to pay you for money. I gave them a small money, and they came back again and they said they were going to be the gate man at the show. I said, but now I paid money. Long and short of the story, they stopped the show. They scattered everything. It was Bam Jam show in those days in the University of Nigeria Enugu campus. I know what they did. They now ran all of us out of school, that we cannot come to school at all. And I was afraid, and all of us were afraid. Because, you know, fraternity group, it took 3 groups to do that kind of thing that time. You know what I did, Mazi? Okay. When I knew that I didn't have my own group, I didn't have gun, I didn't have knife in school now. And I was outside with in my friend's house in GRA Enugu. I told him we're going back to school. We went back to school. Do you know the person I went and met? I went and met the Capone, the guy organizing the whole thing, and I told him, he was surprised when he saw me inside his room. I said, oh boy, listen, you see this death, eh? You dey fear death just like I dey fear death. I'm not saying that you cannot do anything to me, but let me inform you that my parents, my whole family, the police, everybody knows about you. I've given them your number. They know your room. So if anything happens to me now, the next person is you. I'm not saying you cannot harm me, but you have to be ready that whatever happens to me, so if I'm going to die, you're going to be the next person. After I told him that, I said, I will be in school. I'll be going about my business. I will not run away from you. You know what he did? He organized a quick meeting, emergency meeting. I know what he said. He said everybody should leave MC Hard Knot for him, that he will personally take care of me, because now he was afraid that if anything happened to me, the school authorities, the police, the army will say that he is the one that caused it. So in the case of Ejiofor, I can tell you that nothing will happen to him. They will not let anything happen to him at all. Nnamdi Kanu is already too big an issue for them. And they will be very stupid to let anything happen to Nnamdi Kanu. But of course, there are some overzealous people who want to do something to impress their oga. So that's my thing. I hope you're not talking to me because your mic is off. Okay, I should go ahead because I'm not hearing you. Your mic is off. Okay. So that's what I'm thinking. I don't think anything is going to happen to Ejiofor. And like Sowore said, the government is just watching what is going to happen. And the challenge I have for the people whom Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has taken his time, has sacrificed so much, sacrificed mother, father, everything you can imagine. And I say he's not a perfect man, but you have to give him credit for something. If there's one thing that you can give him credit for, my eyes are on you. I'm watching you. I'm seeing you, how you're going to react within this period. Whether you're going to be jumping up. That I remember when Sowore was arrested, a lot of people were saying, Sowore, you're one Nigeria, Sowore, you're one Nigeria. Nnamdi Kanu came and tweeted, said that it is foolishness, it is stupidity for you to be gloating over injustice meted on somebody by this Njenje government. Everybody was shocked. So just like in the same way now, you see Nnamdi Kanu being maltreated by this government, and you see OMOYELE Sowore coming out to speak up. So I'm expecting and I'm watching to see how you that even say you're a diehard Nnamdi Kanu person, you that say you are IPOB or we die, we are watching you. We want to see whether you'll be like Jesus Christ when the cock crowed, Peter was hiding. Let me see whether if they say IPOB, whether you're still going to agree that you're IPOB, or now that they've arrested Nnamdi Kanu, you will not post anything again about IPOB. You will not come. Some of you are not even commenting now because you're afraid of the federal government of Nigeria.
Actually, well, I don't know what to say. Honestly, so some of them are not comment.
Oh yes. Oh yeah. It started from some time ago. People are not commenting anymore. They don't comment about anything in Nigeria because they succeeded. Remember, they succeeded in sending out. See, the federal government has spent a lot of money. They spent a lot of money in all these, countering propaganda, countering all of these things. They have their own army. We see them. We see them in Take It Back movement. We see them in Revolution Now. So when Sowore was talking about it, I was laughing. Once you post anything, you just see a lot of people. You see Mohammed Ada, Kevin. You see Tokumbo, Emeka, Obong. Those kind of names that they are fake. So the federal government put out.
No, but what does it mean that they are so daft that they can't? Why would I use Mohammed Emeka Adamu if I can use Emeka Okonkwo? Or why would I use Emeka Danjuma if I can use Danjuma Abubakar?
Let me tell you why I think so is that when you go and register one account, okay, you have to always go and change it. Like there's an issue that will happen if they want to attack Igbo people. They want to attack Igbo people like as an Igbo man. So when you see an Igbo man saying, "Oh," they say, even Igbo people don't support what is going on. So they want to clone that kind of name, but sometimes they don't give you that room to keep changing your names. So they adopt a name that will allow them comment on when it is time for them to pose as an outside person, the name will still fly. When they want to do like a Yoruba person, the name will fly. This is what I'm thinking. Why are you asking me? Did you hear that I'm one of them? I don't know now. He said, why did they do it? Do I know?
Anyway, I don't know. I mean, it's in the realm of clarification. That's where I always want to dwell.
Yeah, well,
I want always things to be so clear so that I will not be, accused of misquoting someone or misconstruing an information that someone wants to pass across. Again, people, it's been over an hour, 30 minutes that we are now live here. And we did before had a broadcast. You may want to go back and watch that broadcast again if you so wish. The final here, I will be, we're about winding down now. The final, information here is going to be anchored on what was said by Sowore and the lawyer. Obviously, Sowore was in court today, and regarding his own case, and he left. He was informed later to come back to court that Nnamdi Kanu is here. So that's so much he confirmed, because I saw him in the clip from BBC Pidgin. At the same time, we spoke to his lawyer. For many of you who are just joining us late, you can go back, scroll back later and listen to what the lawyer said. The lawyer also confirmed that, he is aware and they've been informed. Now they have new extra charges against him, which is 8 new charges plus 3 old charges, making it 11. So now he has 11 charges brought against him, and he is going to be appearing before the court, Justice Binta Nyako, on the 26th of July, 2021. So until then, the lawyer said that he will make efforts to go see his client. I mean, we are staying within the realm of reality and facts. These are not fictions, neither are they propaganda or misconstrued information. If you're looking for an information tailored for your emotion, sadly, I have to disappoint you, because you're not going to get it here. What you're going to get here is the hard facts. You can decide to deal with it however you may wish. People, once more, I will say thank you very much for joining us this evening. CHIDI as well. I say thank you for being part of this broadcast.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you. And everyone joining on Facebook, YouTube, Periscope, please join me tomorrow, 7 o'clock, as I would, be online again. If I have more information, I believe I will. Again, I tried some lawyers today, some sons, to see if they can come up and give us legal perspective as to what is happening. Because of the, that was done within a 2-hour window, and obviously, 7 o'clock, I think as the point, the first person I reached said, you can see they are playing football. So my mind is not even, I can't even listen to what you're saying. They said that Germany was playing, I think, England. I said, see, that's why I support Rangers International, because they don't play so often. So, my team is not there. So, that means tomorrow I will try as much as possible to see if I can get more people in. We'll keep getting clarity as to what is happening. Everyone, let's keep a date tomorrow.
Now,
Thank you once more.
Before you
for joining
go,
me.
let me also appreciate those of our viewers on Worship Media, and I'll be on again at 10 a.m. Eastern Time, which is 3 p.m. Nigerian time, and this discussion will still continue. So thank you so much for having me.
Thank you very much, Dr. CHIDI.
Okay.
That's it's been a wonderful time having you here.
All right.
And I'll say, everyone, good night. Keep the flag flying. Keep faith, hope alive.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye-bye.
So, my brother, we are now offline. So I think I'm happy that
hold on. I'm still online on my side. So, guys, I'll see you guys tomorrow, and thank you for joining in. And,